So this is the walkway all the way out to the mailbox. On the left, I have 4 beds. And then on the right, I have 7 beds. So we're gonna go to the left first. Okay, so I'm gonna start here on the left. We're in the front yard. I have a lot of vegetables, annual vegetables. So I have asparagus and strawberries and potatoes. But I also have some perennial fruits. So I have this tree here is an almond tree. It's about 3 feet tall. Then I have this cassava tree. It's coming up. I have this moringa tree and a lot of lettuce and dill. I have onions. I have artichoke. But I also have tomatoes and blueberries in this bed. So there's some blueberries right here. And then this one is a blueberry bush right here. Okay, so to the left of that bed is another bed. And I have apricot trees here. Back here, this is a tea leaf tree, tea leaves. I have some beans, some more blueberry bushes. Here's one, and here's one, and you can see it's loaded. This one is loaded with blueberries. So, and then this is milkweed for the butterflies. I have a couple of other things planted in here. This is cranberry hibiscus. It's still very small. And then I have a line of annual vegetable crops. So this is okra. Then we have pepper, an eggplant, another pepper, some more peppers. Most of those are peppers. And then in this bed, there's a big spot right here that used to have an old tree, and the tree got cut down, and then I piled on plastic. I put on a piece of plastic and then piled on mulch on top. And so the tree was right there, and so nothing really will grow right there. So it was a bed, and then I just ended up piling the mulch on top of it because nothing would grow there. So this is a small line of annual crops, more peppers, okra, and then I even have a papaya tree down here. Here's a papaya tree. Very small, it's a baby. And then I have cucumbers vining over here onto this trellis. I have a tomato. That's an apple tree from seed. And here's some peanuts and another apple trees from seed. And then here is a Calamandan orange. I have some corn and... Okay, so I have a lot of annual vegetables over here and beans along the edges, some lemongrass. And this is the last bed on this side. So there's tomatoes, over there are 2 plum trees. So, two plum trees right here. And then those are two mulberry trees, some peanuts below, and then there's 2 moringa trees right there with a vegetable in between. If you go right here to the right, there are 2 pear trees. Sorry for all the movement, but there's 2 trees here, 2 different pears. And then this pear right here is an Asian pear. These are, I think this one's Moon Glow, and I don't remember what that one is. It's a sugar pear. So some of the other things I've planted recently are just tomatoes, pigeon peas over there, squash, beans, okra, peppers. There's some more down there. Tomatoes, peppers, tomatoes. And right there in the middle is some baby asparagus. And below all the fruit trees, most of them have strawberries grown below. So now we're moving to the other side of the yard, which is to the right of the house. This bed has potatoes and onions. The perennial crop is this tree right here. This is a nectarine. And then there is a plum, a very small plum seedling right there. So that's another perennial. And then the rest of this is tomatoes and some flowers and onions and mustard greens and nasturtiums. Then on the right, there is another bed. This bed has a couple different things for perennials. There is pineapple guava right there. Over there is a peach tree. And then there's another peach down there, very small one, you can barely see it. And then the rest of this is annuals. There's some squash, there's some cowpeas, some tomatoes. Let's go over here. I have one other perennial, and it is the perennial I have here is the papaya tree, which is still very small. And then some more asparagus and strawberries. And see, there was a tree here that I bought and it died. It did not live. So, oh well, no big deal. Then there's this small bed. It's just a circle. Well, probably more like an oval. And there's only a couple things in there. Mostly these tomatoes in the middle, and you can barely see it because it's brown, just like the. So this is a pomegranate tree. So eventually it will grow up into a tree right here. And then to the right is another small bed. There isn't much in this bed either because it gets a lot of shade sometimes. And so it has, which you can barely see them. Here is the stick for it, a pawpaw tree. All right, and then there is another pawpaw right there, and some strawberries around it. This is another bed that I haven't finished. There's nothing in it. There's literally nothing in it. I have a bucket of strawberries that I plan on putting in there eventually. And then these 2 spots, the only things I have are some vegetables. See, you can see some radishes in here. And I have another nectarine tree right here, which is just a stick. And a couple of small things over there. that are Roselle hibiscus. Roselle hibiscus. I have some peppers. I have a little bit of corn. But the main line of trees I have here are mulberry, elderberry. This one is moringa. Then pigeon peas, then moringa, then Roselle hibiscus. And then the last bed of the yard in the front has some shredded paper mulch, some radishes over there, some beans, some spinach, and some pigeon peas right there. So that's the last bed. And my last little grouping of trees is all the way on the edge of the property. I'm trying to build a hedge of trees. So I have a hedge of moringa, pigeon peas, moringa, pigeon peas. And then there's some clumping bamboo there. And there is a little bit of clumping bamboo that survived right here. And eventually this bamboo will take up and fill in this spot, and it will help kind of cover our neighbor and our yards and give us both a little privacy. It'll be nice. So the final walk through here, and you can see the front very slowly all the way over to the oak tree on the right with our hammock. And that concludes our front yard tour, and I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope to see you here again. Thank you.